Now there are two types. As I told you, there are two types. One is a iteration based Agile. Now by now you might have understood what is iteration based Agile. Anyone? Two types. As I told you, there are two types. We will go now to okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So we will go now to the Agile life cycle. Now there are two types. As I told you, there are two types. One is a iteration based Agile. Now by now you might have understood what is iteration based Agile. Anyone wants to give a try? What is iteration based Agile?
Sir, in iteration, there is the first thing, the project delivery is only single.
Hmm.
In that, primary goal is perfectness of the delivery. In that, we need to primarily analyze and design, and after to build up a prototype, and after approval of prototype, we need to test the same, and after testing and getting the perfect results, we
I'll
are
stop you,
delivering the
Nasima.
solution.
No, I'll stop you here, Nasima. So iteration life cycle is a different. What you talk about is everything was the iteration, but iteration based agile is different. Agile itself means it is a flexible. It is a flexible. It is adaptable. So as you can see the graph, these are the different iterations. These are the different iterations and repeated as needed. The only difference, so this is like an incremental only, this is near to the incremental, but the only difference what will happen between the iteration based agile and flow based agile is the iteration based agile has a same size time box, means every 2 weeks there is a one sprint. And I will take up the sprint example also in the agile, where we go for the introduction to the agile. So in the introduction of the agile, what will happen is there are few topics that I will cover. What is agile manifesto, how the iterative agile lifecycle works, what are the leadership required. So servant leadership is required, adaptive leadership, and all those things that we will go in detail when we will go in the agile. But just to give you a brief about agile is an adaptive level of life cycle, where it is similar to increment, where there is a requirement analyze design and then you produce a deliveries in a smaller chunks. There is no perfection required in the agile like iteration, because it is having a 2 weeks of sprint. So in the 2 weeks the people will develop the particular user stories or the features, then they will go to the another user story or the sprint, and there is a backlog, then there is a backlog grooming, then there are different terms like retrospective, stand-up meeting. So all those things I will take up when we will go in the agile. But just to understand right now, in the life cycle approach, it is also incremental. It has got different deliveries, and there is a every 2 weeks or 2 to 4 weeks, depending upon the team size and all. So there will be a 2 to 4 week sprint, and sprint is nothing but your iteration, where they will go for particular building of the stories, user stories, and they will keep on adding the features. So this is called a iteration based agile. Then there is a flow based agile. Now it is also similar. This is also similar. We will have the incremental output, but only thing is the time taken to complete each time box may be different. So maybe they can take, let's say, one time box bigger, they can take another time box smaller, they can take another time box bigger, and this depends upon the user stories. Now we will discuss also when we go in agile what is user story, but right now just to understand, it is a features which is required by the user. So let's say in this they were taken, let's say, 5 user stories. In this they taken only 2 user stories, and in this they taken a 15 user stories. So based on the number of user stories,